Okay.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to our market update. My name is Vinnie, my co-host over here.
David Wright here, live on a Friday.
Perfect. David, how about, you know what? I always start out with the market. Let's start with rates first, then we'll get back to the market. So here, why don't you just jump into it?
Let's jump in really quick. So in case a lot of you didn't notice, the Fed met this week. It's not as exciting as other news out there. But the interesting thing is the Fed wants inflation to now go above 2%. Before 2% was their target. So what does that really mean to you? That means the Fed wants things to become more expensive. So what does that also mean? It means the purchasing power of your dollar will be lower. That's also signaling the Fed plans on keeping interest rates low for the next 5 to 6 months, more than likely 6 months. And then after that, they want to let inflation creep up. When inflation creeps up, rates will naturally come up with it. But that greatly erodes your purchasing power of a home. It greatly increases your items of, I'm going to use one of my favorites here, chocolate milk. My chocolate milk used to be $4.80 a half gallon. It's now almost $6. Kind of ridiculous. And so with that being said, our interest rate's still historically low. Yeah, priced a couple jumbos today, still down at the 2.875 range, which is ridiculous. That is, it's unheard of. Then, you know, a couple other things that are coming back around is the FICO scores were lowered back down to 620, like we talked about last week, Vinny. And, you know, overall, your 30-year fixed is still down at the 2.75 range with no points. And, I mean, it's causing a frenzy out there in the buyer's market. Oh, and one more thing. Applications to purchase new homes this week up 16%.
And if you're looking to use your VA loan right now, rates are ridiculously low. We're talking about kind of low twos, mid twos, somewhere around there, right?
Yep. I would say, I mean, you get a lot of phony baloney lenders out there promising something. I'm going to tell you your average right now would be 2.5 to 2.75. Pretty normal. I mean, that's kind of unheard of though. Like that's ridiculously low.
So if you're watching right now and you thank you for your service, and you have the VA capability, we're going to have our VA seminar tomorrow. So we usually have something, either the first-time home buyer VA seminar, investor seminar, but tomorrow is going to be VA seminar. So feel free to join us for Saturday, 8/29. If you're just joining us right now, this is our market update. We do this every Monday and Friday, so twice a week, to give you kind of an insight. So David just gave us kind of insight of the rates, and now we're talking about basically the marketing inventory. So if you follow us on Monday, I've updated these numbers. So we're talking about over the last week, we had 846 properties sell with 928 hitting the market. We've been pretty consistent as a whole, you know, hitting around the 800, 900. You know, we had the little dip at the 700, yet, mind you, that was due to the end of the month. People trying to close out their loans, things like that. Now, again, if you've been watching us, things get a little more crazy when you go 700 under.
Oh.
Yeah. So we're talking about 480 properties sold over the last week, with 543 new properties hitting the market. We did kind of have a downtick in new properties hitting the market. We've been pretty consistent about that 600, 500 number over the last, July or so. We did have a little bit of downtick at 443. As the market as a whole, right? Okay, we're talking about 3,800 properties active on the market. When we take out mobile homes manufactured, but just single family condos, townhomes, row homes, things like that, 5,000 properties pending. So we basically have around 1,200 more properties under contract. Now 300, 700,000, about pretty much even. We're about 1,900, and then 2,000 for pending. When we get into that under 700,000, we're basically talking almost double properties under contract compared to pending. Now the fun part is when you talk about detached under 700,000, it gets even more drastic. We're talking about three times.
That is ridiculous. That's
okay?
it.
So 577 properties, detached properties, under 700,000 active on the market, was 656 pending. 1,656. That is ridiculous. And the coming soon properties, we have 103 currently. I mean, we'll see. Over this last week, we've had 48 new coming soon properties. If you're not familiar with it, now with the new rules in place, coming soon properties are the new norm. So now when a listing gets signed, it goes in as a coming soon. So your realtor should be able to give you access to those properties. Now, I think this, yeah. So to give you kind of insight, this is as July 20th. You can kind of see that detached market. These are the active properties on the market. We were sitting, 2015, right? About 6,000 properties for detached. And now we're down, let's say 2,569.
That is ridiculous. You need to really elaborate on the number of listings below 700K, how serious that affects the buyers, because you think this heat wave is making things unbearable? The limited number of housing is making this unbearable for buyers. Even with the lowest rates in history, you can't even get a house because there's none for sale.
If you're looking to downsize, you maybe have a single family home and you want to get a condo, townhome, row home, things like that. You might want to seriously look at that avenue of transitioning from a single family home to a condo, townhome, row home, or move out of area. But right now, if you have a property that's under 700,000, single family home, talk to your local realtor. Talk to someone that does it. Now that gets into my next thing. Yes. This is a stat that was put together about a month or so ago that we've gone over maybe 2 weeks ago. Yet it just shocked me, and we're going to go over it one more time before we finish up this market update.
This just makes me want to cry, Vinny. When you show this, I get all emotional because it brings tears to my eyes when I see how terrible these agents are, my friend. And you're in the top 1%.
So if your realtor told you they're in the top 20% of all realtors in San Diego County, right? Most people would be like, wow, that's really impressive. Now, what does it take to actually be in the top 20%? We're talking about selling one unit, one property over the last 12 months, and they'll be in the top 20%. Okay. Now, if they tell you I'm in the top 10%, wow, that's really impressive. That's really impressive, right? Yet, what does it take to be in the top 10%? You're talking between 3 to 4 units in the last 12 months. So something to really kind of think about when you're talking to your trusted resource. Things are changing on a consistent basis. Make sure you have the right person in your corner.
And Vinny, you didn't mention there's only 28,000 agents to choose from. So
28,000 realtors in San Diego County.
So your former cousins, brothers, uncles, roommates, best friend, that's a realtor that's selling 3 homes per year is in the top 10%. That's still terrible. You need to take that in consideration. It's the biggest investment in your life. Choose wisely, my friends, because you choose the wrong realtor.
Now this is just me on my soapbox. I think for the most part, most people don't want to do you wrong. They want to do you right. Yet how can you do someone right if you don't have the tools available? The market's changing on a daily basis. Just ask simple questions to the person you're going to work with on the selling or buying. Just when you're going to use a lender, ask simple questions. Have your list of questions. If you need a list of that person you're going to talk to for your lender, or for your realtor, feel free to reach out to us. We'll give you that list
of
questions to ask. We talk about it in our market updates. We talk about it in our buyer seminars, things like that. Ask the questions before you go forward. Now, we keep this under 10 minutes because it's our 10-minute market update, and we're hitting about 9:40.
Take it all the way.
So thank you guys for following us. My name is Vinny. My co-host over here is David Wright. Hopefully we'll see you tomorrow for our VA seminar. If you have any questions, reach out to us. Thanks, guys.
Have a good day.